Hey, welcome back my friends. Today, right now, I am going to be making a bow tie for my friend. It was his birthday yesterday and today I'm gonna be seeing him and I hope I'll finish it. I actually made him a bow tie a couple years ago. I'll show you here. This time I'm gonna make it even more special because this is actually a fabric that I designed. I studied textile design. I designed this and this is actual silk and it was woven in Switzerland not by me, but by a manufacturer of silk ties and stuff. And yeah, I think this blue part would work really well for a little bow tie. I'm gonna model it after a bow tie my dad has. It's not quite as classic, but I think it's a very good style, very chic. So yeah, right now it's 9:30 and I'm trying to finish it. Well, I have to go at like 7 and I'm trying to eat before that and yeah, get ready. So let's see if I can do it. One day builds, well, not a build, one day makes. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so first up, you should always iron your fabric. And this one was in my closet for a while, so it definitely needed a good iron. And here are the dimensions I used for this specific tie. This is obviously gonna vary on the specific tie style you wanna make, but if you wanna make the exact one I made here, this is what you're gonna cut. Then I started cutting out my fabric and I tried to kind of save it, I don't know, but I made sure not to cut too much off, that I still had something to show off. I used the blue silk fabric and the black one is a cotton blend, I think. I used that one for the band that goes around the neck and also the little small band that goes around the tie itself in the middle for a little bit of contrast. These are the pieces that I cut. I'm gonna start out by placing both the tie pieces right sides together and pinning it really well. I am going to be leaving a gap that is about 5 centimeters to make sure I can flip it inside out again. I actually would suggest that you mark the seam allowance and the turning point with a pen so that your corners are gonna look perfect. Mine were not, but yeah, we learn. Like right here when I turn on these corners, if I had marked it before, it would have been absolutely perfect. You can see me measuring in between because I was totally anxious of having to cut more of my fabric. Yeah, then I flipped it inside out, tried to poke out all the corners as good as possible, and then I folded it just to see if it's about the right dimensions, and I was okay with it. So I moved on with sewing the neckband and the little short band right sides together. And then I flipped those inside out too. The neckband actually ended up being too wide and I had to do another smaller one, but I'll get to that later. Now for the tie part itself, for the bow part itself, there's still a gap and I am going to hand sew that closed with an invisible stitch. after I did that, I kind of pinned it and ironed it so it would make this lovely little crease in the middle. And then I took some thread and tried to sew down and tack down the shape of the bow so that it would stay like that forever. And I kept putting the little band around it to check and make sure. And I did many stitches just so that it would be secure and perfect. Here is me realizing that the neckband is too wide. I do fix that in a minute. You can also always see the tie of my father, the red one, that I am kind of replicating. Anyway, so here is that new neckband. It is just a tiny bit thinner, but it works much better. I am figuring out the placement along the neckband, and I also put the little band around the bow. I actually put the seam on the outside, and I think that looks very elegant, gives it some detail. I measured and made sure it would be in the middle, and then I cut the small piece to size. I actually folded it over and then I sewed those two pieces together, making sure actually to not sew it onto the bow and to the neckband itself, just to sew it together so that it can still be moved and adjusted a little bit if there is anything wrong with it. Yeah, I used many stitches there. It's not as important that it's invisible, but obviously use a matching thread. But this is just gonna be on the back side and you'll never really see it. I then measured 40 centimeters because I think that was like the neck width that I needed. And I actually marked it at 40 and at like 38 just to give a little bit of give or, tightness. And then I grabbed my bra hooks. My mom actually took this off an old bra for me. And on one side I put a hook and on the other I put two like hook receiving thingies. I'm gonna show you in the end. This one's a hook, and on the other side there's gonna be this little counterpart. You guys, I did it! I finished it! It's now 4:30. I still have time to take a nap. I mean, it would have taken much quicker if I kept going, but I took breaks to eat, to snack, to play some Animal Crossing, and I finished. I even found a little package that fits perfectly, and yeah, I'm so happy that I managed to do it. This means a lot to me because this is like it feels like a very You guys, I did it! It's now 4:30. I managed to do it. I think I would have been way faster if I didn't take breaks, to eat, to snack, and to play some Animal Crossing. But I did it, and it means so much to me. I struggled a little bit, and I doubted that it would look as nice as my like example, but I think it looks beautiful, and this fabric is so special to me, and I am so happy I can use it. Usually if you're like a textile designer, you shouldn't really use your fabrics. You should put them in your portfolio and never think about it again, but that's not how I do it. I always use a little bit of a piece of my fabric, and this is just silk, which I never use, but this is the perfect use for this sort of fabric. And it also, I think it looks very great. I think it looks very elegant, and if he doesn't wear this to my wedding, I'm gonna be mad. Yeah, of course I couldn't film it on a man because there are no men here. So I put on a shirt and put it on. That's what the real shots are. Maybe I'll insert a picture of my friend if he is so generous to send me one. Yeah, that's it. Almost forgot. Here's the reveal. I actually packaged it in this beautiful box that was from a watch, but yeah, worked perfectly. Here you can also see the seam in the middle of the little strap thingy. The bow is basically just folded over 2 times, so it makes this little straight shape on one side and a pointed shape on the other side, and I think it's a really cool design. Here are the 2 hook-de loop-de-doops, the hook on the other side. Here is it on. This is me with the bow tie on. This is, I don't know, it's not my thing. And in a second, you're gonna see my friend. He sent me some pictures. Thank you very much. And I thank all of you for watching. And please subscribe, follow my Instagram, and I'll see you later. Bye!